Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one that will mess with your noggin. This is Riverbend, The Aftermath. This is by InsaneSimGuy. 252.87 megabytes download, no required mods to download automatically. I'm at the start farm, so we might as well talk about the slot count straight away. It's 1,439 on New Farmer. Farm management start from scratch, it comes down to 1,345. You don't start with any of the equipment and machinery. If you remove all the buildings on here, I got it down to 1,303. You'll be able to get it lower. There are other areas around the map you could probably make some reductions. Let's very quickly turn around because this is really important. It does say in the description that North American train cars by BC Bueller. This is a train unlike one you've ever encountered on Farming Simulator. So I'm not done yet. Ah, dearie me. Wowzers. Right, there is a train. It goes to Goldcrest Valley. Sleep and wardrobe trigger is just here. We've got a pickup we're going to grab in a second. Just inside the tool shed here where you can place your chainsaw, spray can, hairbrush. That's for the horse hairbrush, not your hairbrush. It seems, what I will say is a little bit bright maybe. It could just be, I mean obviously it's the time of the year. It's August. Right, so think about this along the lines of like a, I don't know, a Marvel multiverse or Back to the Future-esque. That kind of, you've gone back in time, you've changed something and come back, and you realise very quickly something's not quite right. It's the place you kind of remember, but then it's really not. The description says 100 years after Riverbend suffered a natural disaster, parts have begun to recover while others are still a wasteland. To the north of the river you will find lush forests and green pastures. However, to the south it remains a desert. Do you have what it takes to restore the area to its original beauty? Some of the landscape looks very familiar. Some of the sell points and stuff are in the same place. Other bits you just can't reconcile it. It's very odd, especially if you played on the map for any amount of time. When FS25 first released, the whole sort of town bit here or housing estate bit, nope, not there. It's very clever. So when I say that thing about, you know, there's a new version of a map, or whether it's on the next version of the game, is it different enough? This is different enough while still maintaining some elements of, oh yeah, it's Riverbend Springs. Anyway, some things we are also needing to be aware of. In the description it says several base game productions have had their output and storage increased, including all small production facilities. So now's a good time to look into our build mode. Under build mode, not sheds but silos, we have got some extra bits added in. So the NL1622 16000 is now a multi-fruit and will hold 20 million litres. This one here, the farm silo multi-fruit, will hold 2 million litres. That's been added in. If we then go from there to containers, so your base game fuel tank, liquid fertilizer tank, you've got your Karma 16 and your stainless steel fertilizer tank. Those have had their capacities drastically increased, so you can put a lot more in those as well. If we come down to factories, and like I say, we'll get to these, there go straight away, we're onto Riverbend Springs. So nearly all the factories, whilst the productions are the same in so much as there's no added products, the production speeds, rest cycles per month have been adjusted on most of them, and the recipes here and there have been tweaked. So there's a lot going on there, including our biogas plant there, 500 kilowatt, which I think we've got out at, well, it's in a different location. Again, it's very, very different. And then if we come from there, we go across to greenhouses, and we have got, actually right in front of us, we're going to have a look at it in a moment, we've got a large glass greenhouse and we've got the large mushroom greenhouse. They've been tweaked. Everything else pretty much is base game stuff. So if we come across here to our grain mill, you'll see there, cycles a month, 240, 600, 360, 360, 600, 1,320. But look at the capacities. So that's a small one with massive capacities. So the cycles a month and recipe's not hugely different, but the capacity is. We come across to the large greenhouse. Same thing, capacities are much bigger. Much more, much larger. Anyway, 400,000 litres of water, and then a lot more storage capacity here for all the different items. And then cycles a month are pretty high. 5 to 80, 7, yeah, 10,000, 6,000, 3. So yeah, upped their game. There's your big multi-fruit silo, 20 million litres, multi-fruit silo, multi-fruit, yes. Large mushroom greenhouse, again tweaked and adjusted. Bale and pallet storage, interestingly, is a standard one. That's 250 items. That's remained the same. Come across the way to equipment and machinery, like I say, farm management start from scratch. We don't know any of this. Plough, seeder, gear and gubbins inside here as well. Tractor, mulcher, cultivator, fertilizer spreader on the back of this. Smaller tractoren, workshop trigger just inside here. Then spreader, trailer, another tractor, harvester, and header. Come across the back here, we've got the big farmer's kiosk, that's on site as well. All of this can be removed so you can have a big open space if you want to. And then we've got our large tanks for our fertilizer, the Karma 16, which is, what's that, seed and mineral feed normally, isn't it? So click on that, 600,000 litres. It's seed and mineral feed, isn't it? Yep. And then our fuel tank just there, with a silage clamp just next to us. So that is the start farm, looking very different indeed. Let's crack on around the map. Now, there's a couple of locations I do need to purchase, so we'll have a look at the map now. So the map looks like this. And you look initially and you think, oh, okay, fair enough. This, to me, personally, it seems like it's squished in at the sides and stretched out that way. That's the feeling I'm getting. That seems to go up much higher here and down, I think. All your forested area is very different here. All of this here, this is all like dead trees and sort of sandy ground. The roads are very different too. We come up through here. This one, there's another little villagey bit up here. This just bends, curves all the way around there. There's none of the extra farms on here either. This is very different. We've got like, reminds me of, is it a Return to Witch Mountain? That kind of thing. We've got a kind of mountain top thing here. If we purchase that little plot 45, we have got on top of there a buildable cabin. And then there's this plot here, which is actually part of plot 26. If we buy that, we get one of the smaller silos and a fuel point, which we'll drive past later on when we get to it. There's loads of placeable areas. One up there, I say loads, there are a few knocking around. And my mind's blank. I mean, in here, in the sort of main town area, there's loads of space as well. That being said, you can't buy all of the plots here. That one you can. You can buy the biogas plant land separate to the biogas plant as well if you want to do that. This plot here, which has got a kind of, in inverted commas, fishery on the base game one, that one, plot 62, can be purchased. And again, we'll finish off at that point later on. I think that's both the plots we were going to purchase, but looking very different. Field prices and stuff, and you know, what you would expect for the size fields. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top. It all seems fairly okay in inverted commas. So let's head off. It just feels very odd. So our lime station, dredging boat and cement works, cement factory are in the same location down here. It's a lot more colour as well, I think, as you can see with all the flowers and stuff. So these are in the same location. We come up onto the bridge. You'll see as we start heading into the more desolate part of the map. Grain Barge Terminal 2 is where it always was, down there. It's a lot more open everywhere as well. I'm not quite sure what kind of natural disaster occurred, but Blimey. You come up over the top and the landscape is very different. You've got these almost not that flowing landscape, it's more of a canyon in here as well now. It doesn't mention collectibles anywhere. And we have got the first of the ferry crossings is where it was as well. That's still down there. Look at it. Did it feel weird? Then this area here, which was the big sort of forested area, we've got, it's almost like the forest itself that was up here. There was like a volcano or something that no one knew about, or had been dormant for centuries, and it erupted because you've got this big old crater in here now, which has got a field in the bottom of it now if we're 100 years on. But it's almost like a super volcano. The whole thing just went and blew and destroyed everything out in every direction kind of thing. It's just very surreal, I think is probably the best way of putting it. It just feels very odd. Almost like the river was a barrier to it, you know? That there was destruction and the river helped in some way in keeping the northern part of the map more fertile. I don't know, I'm just going through scenarios in my head. So, onwards we shall go. And I say alternate timeline, another dimension, because it's that thing of, if you took Riverbend Springs as it is as a standard map, and then there was a disaster, and this is 100 years on from that, you'd expect it all to be not necessarily like hover cars and stuff like that, but we're talking about a long way in the future, aren't we? I mean, like I say, take it anywhere you want. So along this top bit up here, we have got, once we go, and this is a lot more grown up as well than it was before. There's nothing up on the hill there. The water tower's up there. There's no farm section or anything up there. We have got to our right across the bridge, we've got the rope makers, which is just here. So some of these have changed location. They're in a similar area of the map, but slightly different, if that makes sense. So out from here, and just opposite, we have got the potato processing plant. And as we go to turn left down here towards the sawmill, sawmill's in the same place, Norrie's down there. It does look a little bit different, I'm not going to lie. So just over to the right over there we've got the Coopers. I guess, I mean it is vastly different, don't get me wrong. But I think what's the more of the contrasting area, weirdly, is when we cross the river and we go north, and you've got a lot of areas that weren't heavily wooded which now are. That to me was more, that was more mind melting than I think anything else. So the sawmill, yeah, it's pretty much the same. I don't think there's, in light of what's happened, I think the water's all gone from the, was the water here or not? Oh no, water's there, that's alright. I was going to say, I thought the water had gone. So sawmill is down here, and Noah is just a bit more sandy, I guess. And Noah is over there in the facility where he usually is. If you want to chat to Noah. Out onto the main road and up over the top. So as we come over the top, again much more open up here. Over to the right you can see the gas station, that's still there. And then over here we have got the oil mill. And now we cross over. Look at this. So strange. To the right, Grain Barge Terminal 1, there's a lime station down there as well. Train crossing here, but again this is that big, we've got a big hillside here with like a bridge tunnel sort of bit just there. Craziness. Swoop up over the top. And then we're going to turn in. Is it here or is it further up? It's further up. Just here. So paper mill's where it was, but again, looks the landscape's very different here. Paper mill's this was open fields, and then we've got this track. Now this track is what leads you up to that little. I say that little. I mean, let's go airborne and I'll show you. This is what I mean about which mountain. We'll get a better view of it when we come out across the top. Look, this mountain top here now. And then side you've got the plateau at the top of it, which is where the cabin build is. But that's not the most bonkers bit. At the time of recording this, I haven't decided on what my thumbnail is going to be yet. But I did find something, and I thought, what in the world? So here, as we swing around, we're not going all the way to the top, but there's a cabin build up there. There's a big kind of lake to the right-hand side here. Look at this. What in the world? What kind of natural disaster? Look at it. That's absolutely crazy. I guess, and I don't know how would, unless waters rose or it was like a tsunami, or you know, it's like, let's say, oh, I don't. Mind-boggling, mind-boggling. Very clever though. Certainly something a bit different, isn't it? Right, so I just wanted to come to there and have a look. So let's turn around. We'll head out up towards the spinnery. That's all changed a bit up there as well. Can I cut across here? Probably. We'll go out across here. So spinnery's out there, always out there first. There's a couple of little bridges out there now. All the fencing's gone. All the farmers market, like the open sunflower garden maze, has gone. So up in here, spinnery. Seems a lot more hilly as well. Then we've got these little, this bridge here, and a covered bridge there, which brings us back down to, so this bit around the back here, back down to the road there. I bought this little plot just to see what was there. There's nothing on it. It's just a plot that's available. Again, like I said, there's plenty of plots. So if you wanted to put a production on it, it's just behind us there, just there. We've got quite a few gas stations already on the map, so I don't know if you necessarily want to put another gas station down, but you could put some stuff down if you wanted to. The restaurant has moved as well. So on our left, coming up, we've got the gas station. Just there. Cannery to our right. To our left, farmers market, lime station. David's out front of the farmers market, just there. Then to our left, sugar mill, just there. And if we turn left here, we don't have that winding track anymore that led down towards the ferry. This is the second ferry crossing, and the restaurant is here now, down by the ferry crossing. There you go. We're not actually crossing at the ferry, but that's alright. There you go. New location for the restaurant. We're kind of doing a big spiral round and then into the centre in a little while. So we're going to come up on that plot 26, was that 26 or 29 that we purchased. The wagon builder's gone, that's not there. The whole hillside's all different. There's another storage silo off to the left, that's not here. Some of the lakes are bigger, some of the ponds have gone. It's, yeah, rather cool. So this plot here we purchased, so that's got a 2 million litre silo, multi-fuel on it, fuel tank, a couple of sheds and buildings for storage if you want. So let's say you could probably remove some of that if you wanted to. I just did it at the main farm. Actually, I wonder, oops, I'm going across someone's crops. Wasn't this around the location that pond was that had the weird, the little cage in it? Is that still there? Yeah, look, the boot on the surface and the little cage with the person, that's still there. Phew, at least some things remain the same. I can breathe a little easier. So rather than this going up to a crossroads, this now arcs its way around. What are you doing? What the? To our left, coming up, we've got the Taylors. Just there. Across the way, the football field is there. Still there? There, yeah, I guess. Gas station to our left. Coming up over the brow, bakery to the right. And then again, when you're coming down here, you've got the little road that turns back, but again it's more of a dirt track than anything else. Much bigger sort of crossing area, much more open. And then this road here, right, into the town itself. So we're going to do a kind of a weird snaking around in here just to see what's what. Gas station is just there to our left, another one. The nozzle hub. We've got the main vehicle shop and workshop trigger. This is the reset point for the map here as well. We come up around the back. We've got the cereal factory just over here. And on this one, we have got the dairy sell point, which is where the standard one is. So dairy sell point, but then next to that we've got a dairy which is a production, which can be purchased. The plot that was just over here, was it 106? Yep, 106. That's just across the way there. So again, if you want to add more productions, factories, things like that, you can. We cross over the crossing just here. To our right, outside the front of the, well, I suppose it looks like a cafe, but yeah, groceries and general wares. There you go. Ben's out the front of the general wares. Water is out front of the bank if you want to chat to either of them. We turn right up here, we've got the warehouse just up on the hill there, and then to the side of it the warehouse sell point. We've got rent train point, which is just there, and then we've got grain silo west. Grain west silo, grain silo west, grain west silo. Just here, so you transfer silo onto the train. Now that, of course, is going to prove trickier because the amount of train cars and carriages there are now. Because normally you press triangle to switch between the carriages and cars to open the tops. But the thing is as well, you can't switch between carriages as in camera. So you can zoom out, but you can only zoom out about 3 or 4 carriages back. So loading up carriages further back is going to prove incredibly difficult. Not sure how that will work, but anyway, that is the situation. We come out and across the way here. So, just over here. Come down to the animal dealer. To the left, liquid manure tank and the manure tank behind it. Animal dealer point just here with Katie. Just by the gate, around the side here. Animal dealer sell point. And the biogas plant is over here now. Big old facility. And like I say, you can buy the land separately. Entrance and exit. So we've got one entrance here, another one over there, another one over there. So whatever's an entrance, whatever's an exit. And the biogas plant is, I didn't really go into a lot of detail here, did I? Let's go, sorry, up to there. So all the stuff's here. You can see the cycles and stuff, not the storage capacities, but biogas plant, fairly standard. It might be that the, what the cycles, no, they're also saying 24. But yeah, fairly standard biogas plant as these things go. And then, I can't go over that mountain top over there, it's just crazy. Right. So from here we've got piano manufacture over to the right. So if you're looking to buy yourself a piano, come and get yourself a piano just there. Carpenters just there. Then to our left, as we come round here, we've got the grain mill with its purchase point just there. Rent train point just opposite there as well for the grain mill. And if we cross over here and sweep down, this then takes us onto that plot of land that has, well, again, like I say, which I think everyone assumed was when the Highlands fishing came out would become the big fishery, but didn't on Riverbend Springs. So we've got this massive area here again to muck around with to your heart's content, which is just here. So apologies if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure I took in most of the plots as far as I could tell, sell points, etc. But yeah, like I say, I mean it's cleverly done. It depends how you feel about that kind of thing, but there you go. Riverbend, The Aftermath by InsaneSimGuy. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.